Spring.
Scott wants me to check with the treasurer, so if there's any money.
From who?
You did see an email?
This morning?
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen it this morning yet.
I talked to her yesterday. She's got an eye infection or something.
So, sorry, ma'am.
So,
That's what I call this an emergency.
so are we doing a meeting
We are doing a meeting in person.
tonight,
No,
next Monday?
next Monday at 6:30 at the community building. And we'll have conversations too.
Okay.
I'll take my laptop to school.
We did on the drive too, so that was even later.
Monday evening.
Stress does strange things to our body. And things just start breaking down.
They do.
I didn't break.
Oh, sorry.
So, okay?
I didn't want you guys to be like, oh, I was in the process of, I got the continual application, process, so it's no, she's got to do this.
Which is great.
And I'm like, there is something.
Okay, we got it? Melvin, we are gonna continue the drainage district meeting at this time?
Well, we're recording, no, it'll be it'll be South Noble's drainage, but I'm recording it in the, regular board meeting. Just so if Linda has to go back, she knows where to
So are they
find it.
two separate meetings?
Yes, this is a separate meeting from the one you just had. That was CNR.
And
This
then
is-
our regular meeting,
Then now
go
you
out
just
of that
started
and
with.
then go into the regular meeting.
Yeah, you can start your regular meeting. First thing on the agenda is South Noble's
Correct.
trustees,
Okay,
which shouldn't take too long.
a separate meeting, right?
Yeah, but we'll have it recorded separately, in the minutes. Linda will have the
Okay,
Noble's
I'm gonna
Lake
call
piece.
this to order.
We'll take care of you.
We are in a drainage district meeting for South Nobles. What we've got is a discussion on assessments for the South Noble Drainage District. Let the record show everybody's present. Have we got?
Well, Linda can, start and tell you what she needs,
Linda?
and then Scott can probably chime in.
Yeah, so I need to find out if South Nobles Lake is gonna do assessments this year for the drainage districts for the treasurer by May 31st. So I got the figure from Dixie on the South Noble outstanding balance was $26,390.38 plus outstanding interest right now, $1,596.94. But we're gonna double check with the treasurer, make sure there's no other funds out there for Nobles that's not reflecting.
Scotty, you think there's some money that's still at the state for South Nobles?
Well, I thought there was money coming from, the FEMA and then from the flood fund, I thought, we were supposed to get.
Did you try to get hold of the FEMA guy?
I sent an email to Terry Brown this morning.
Okay,
So, but how much did we assess last year? How much?
Well, in
percent?
2018 was the last time it was assessed at 300%,
300%?
which was like 11,000 some. Yeah.
So I'd just say we assess it 300% again.
okay, unless there is money that you think that, what's his name, Terry Brown might have?
Terry Brown.
Terry Brown. The 300% won't cover it all, but
300% generates 11,000.
yeah.
Well, we're gonna gonna need some maintenance money in there
Anyway,
anyway.
A lot of-
owe 26?
A lot of the trustees will give me a dollar amount they might wanna cover for assessments, and then I can put those calculations in the system to get to that dollar amount, if you wanna do it that way, or.
I wonder if we couldn't just wait till, if Scott's right, and there's money, and we hear back from Terry Brown.
That'd be good.
Yeah.
We could table this till next week, maybe?
Right.
We'll have an answer.
Would you be willing to do a little conference call on Thursday? 'Cause
When?
this-
Next week?
No, this Thursday, in 2 days, if we do have an answer from FEMA. And that way Linda could get started on her assessments, because she needs to get those down to the treasurer by.
The
end of
31st?
Yeah, by the end of the month.
For
Okay,
all the drainage districts.
okay.
Would that work for you
I
guys?
think it would work.
If we just had a quick phone call, and in the meantime, we can kind of figure out whether there's money there, or figure out then what sort of percentage you need
Okay,
to cover this. And if you want extra in there for maintenance to take care of any tree removal or whatever.
right.
Mowing.
So we're gonna table this until further information's brought forward, correct?
I think that might be a good idea, because
Yes.
we're still
Okay.
looking for answers.
All right. We'll table, so now I need to go out of this meeting?
Yeah, now you just call a regular meeting to order.
Okay.
Adjourn the South Nobles.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn, need a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? We're adjourned. Okay. Linda, keep us involved,
Yes.
what the answer is to that. Okay, I'm gonna call the regular meeting to order right now. And would you please stand and do the pledge with us? I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Let the record show everybody's present. Okay, you guys looked over the consent agenda.
Motion to approve.
Second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
I've got a
Aye.
second. Here, you.
Okay. Next up, Matt Wyatt, Director of Planning and Development. Public hearing and first consideration of ordinance number 2023-03. An ordinance to amend the official zoning map of Potawatomi County by changing the district designation of approximately 1.04 acres from Class A3, that's riverfront and agriculture production, to Class I1, or is it L1?
I1.
L1.
Aye.
I1, Limited Industrial District, and setting date for its second consideration.
Motion to open public hearing.
Second?
Second.
Okay, Melvin, please do a roll
Chairman
call.
Shea,
Aye.
Supervisors Wickman, Belt,
Aye.
Miller, Jorgensen.
Aye. Okay,
I don't believe the applicant's here today, so I
Okay.
just wanted to check and make sure. This went before the planning commission, and the planning commission did offer their recommendation for approval to this. This would be a change, as the property is located on 192nd Street. When you look at Potawatomi County's future land use map, in conjunction with our comp plan, the 2015-2030 comp plan, it is in that area that has been deemed to be kind of our industrial growth area. And what this individual had done was, there was an old residence on the property, and they had cleared all that off now. They own kind of a landscaping business, and they want to do a contractor storage yard down there. So in order to do that, the change in zoning is needed. And then that will allow them a place to open up and run their business from there. Their employees will be able to come there, drop off their cars, grab their equipment and go. So, we do think it's a good change. It's kind of continued that growth on 192nd Street that we've been seeing.
There's a lot happening down there, isn't there?
There is, I think we'll continue to see more along that route. We have a couple other parcels that are kind of currently being worked on for it, so.
I was down there the other day, so. Okay, anybody want to speak for or against? Anybody on the phone? I'll entertain a motion to close public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
Melvin, please do a
Chairman
roll call.
Shea,
Aye.
Supervisors Jorgensen,
Aye.
Miller,
Aye.
Belt,
Aye.
Whitman.
What we need to do is vote on this, correct?
Mhm.
Second consideration.
Okay,
We make a motion for second consideration
Gonna
for
approve first, don't we?
To approve first consideration.
approve
second.
first consideration of ordinance 2023-03 and ordinance to amend the official zoning map of Potawatomi County, Iowa, and set the date for second consideration for, you want to do it next week?
Sure.
Mhm.
Mid-23rd?
23rd at 10 o'clock.
I'll second that. Okay. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone against?
That's a roll call also.
Oh, sorry,
Chairman Shea,
yes.
Supervisors Jorgensen,
Aye.
Miller,
Aye.
Whitman, Belt.
Aye.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That was it?
That's it for
Boy,
today.
that was quick, you're out of here. Thanks. Next up, John Rasmussen, engineer, bid opening for project L-2023, RC 78-73-78.
Yes.
You're up,
we have
John.
9 plan holders and 1 bid submitted.
That's
So
it?
do we need a motion to open the bids then?
Yes, please.
Looks like it.
Yep,
I'll make that motion.
okay,
Second.
thank you. You need roll call or just,
If Scott and Susan could just do that throughout the whole rest of the meeting, it'll make it a lot nicer.
Oh, no.
so let's do a, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone against? Motion carried.
All right.
John?
Like I said, 9 plan holders, 1 bidder. I think Nelson and Rock are here with us today. So
Yes.
this is for the RCB culvert on 400th Street in Carson, just south of 92. Engineer's estimate was 209,833. I don't have a lot of confidence on those because a lot of our estimating is based on historic prices, and it's been pretty crazy the last couple of years. And the bond is complete. The bid cost is $331,089.25.
How many dollars?
331,089.25. I will review this bid and bring it back for recommendation next week.
Okay.
Does the county own the entire road there, John?
Yes, we do. The city annexation kind of goes around it and back, so it's 100% county.
So you don't need anything from us today?
No.
So they annexed from Eleanor's south to Frenchie's?
There was a strange job in there. Not sure about Eleanor and French yet. Now we're getting names there. But,
I don't know what
Yeah,
else.
there's a word job.
These are all local funds for this?
Yes, this is locally funded.
Susan knows where Eleanor's is.
That's good. Okay. Thanks. You're up again. John Rasmussen, engineer, discussion and a decision to approve final voucher for final payment to Gus Construction Incorporated for project BRS-SWAP-CO78, parentheses, 199-FF-78.
This is for a recent twin box culvert completed on M16, just north of G30. The total cost was $907,604.08. So this is the final voucher. These are the state and federal funds we're spending here. So,
We like spending those.
I don't like the paperwork. It's been done for a year and a half.
Oh, really? Okay. Questions, comments? You want to make a motion?
Motion to approve.
I second.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone against? Motion carried.
John, I do have a question. You said this project was done a year and a half ago,
Approximately.
and this is just the payment process right now?
It just an audit, and yes, it's just a paperwork.
Okay, all right.
It never ends, I guess.
It never
Well, it
ends.
ends now.
Okay.
This is the very last step.
I mean, is the contractor happy to wait this long for his money? I don't know.
It's kind of how federal funds work. You have to get certifications, and it goes through all this process, then you get something else, and it goes through a process.
And all that has to be approved on a step-by-step basis?
Yeah,
Okay.
it goes up and
Now,
down.
what happens if it doesn't get approved at some point? It goes back to square one, or what? What
I've
happens?
never had one that doesn't, I mean.
Okay, all right, well, then let's
Let's
not,
not go there, yeah.
let's not go down that road then. Okay,
Yeah.
all right. All right.
Okay. Next up, Melvin Hauser, auditor, discussion and a decision to approve and authorize the board to sign a 3-year contract to provide professional consulting services to Pottawatomie County by Cost Advisory Service, Inc. Melvin?
Well, you should have that in your contract in your packet, and we've been working with Jeff Lorenz for 20 years, I suppose, and it's always been a 3-year contract. It's just up for renewal.
And you see value in the contract?
Pardon me?
And you receive value from the contract?
Yes, we do. We get compensated for some of those indirect costs, especially from Department of Human Services and others. There was kind of an explanatory thing there on his cover page. But yeah, I don't know how much. Do you know, Becky, about how much we received through those indirect costs
I
over
looked
the
at it
years?
this morning. To date, from WIC, we've received $26,677.95. And the one that from DHS goes back into their departmental budget to offset their expenditures. And that balance to date is $118,619.85. So we do capture quite a bit of income from his services.
Thank you, Becky.
You're welcome.
I'll make a motion to approve the
Okay.
renewal of the contract.
I'll second.
Okay,
Doesn't, we get some back to legal too, usually?
Yeah, I think from some of those services that.
Juvenile court.
Juvenile court, I think any of those state or federal funds, and probably a little bit from the auditor's office for accounting services. He has it all laid out there in some large confusing spreadsheet.
Okay.
did I already call for a vote?
No.
Okay. Thanks. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carried.
You'll need to sign that contract, Brian.
Okay. All right. Peggy Becker, caseworker, Veterans Affairs, discussion and decision on changing the Potawatomi County Veterans Affairs to Potawatomi County Veterans Service Office. Peggy?
In a nutshell, we need to differentiate ourselves from the VA to services. Everybody has, if you say VA, it immediately draws a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths. Because it's the federal VA, it's the state VA, we're all VA. So the Veteran Service Office, it would be a different image. Our mission has changed from when our office was first established. So VSO, if you ask a veteran now what a VSO is, they know what a VSO is. So it's a connotation
Really?
of
Okay.
Veteran Service Office versus Veteran Service Officer. I did contact the state of Iowa, the Iowa Association, Mike Mortensen's the president, to see if there's any code regulations, any legal reasons, anything like that, that we could not change our name. And he said, no, there's nothing out there. If you Google search VA, you get the federal VA. If you Google search Veteran Services now, you get Douglas County and the Veteran Service Organizations. That's it. So if we change our name, we would be in a Google search.
Okay. Matt, is there any ramifications legally for?
I've taken a look at the state VA code and the county VA code. I don't really see an issue. I mean, the county commission of Veterans Affairs stays the same. I don't think that you're gonna change the name of the commission.
Okay.
But as far as the department goes, the building and the services they provide, I don't see any legal issues with it. And it probably is more accurately reflects the services that they do provide in any event. So I've taken a look at 35A and 35B. Don't see any issues.
Okay. And the commission?
Yes, we support it fully.
Okay. Did you do a vote on it?
Yes, we did. We did it internal. Vote on multiple names. Again, this one reflects our mission and the services we provide.
I think it's a good move myself. I really do. We got to differentiate ourselves from the VA, so. Okay. Questions?
Yeah. Peggy, when you mentioned that your mission has changed, what do you mean by that?
When our offices were first established, we were county assistants only. We were meant to help rent, help utilities, help the veteran over a hump. To show the advancement, when I started in this office, federally certified, my federal certification number is 625. Sam just certified and his registration number is 18,000 and something. So that's how many VSOs are currently here in the nation that now do federal work, which we didn't do before.
You didn't help veterans file claims?
We did, but this is how far it's progressed.
Okay. I'll talk to you about it. I just don't understand when you say your mission's changed. I do.
When I did first start here, we did 10 to 12 county assistance cases a month. People asking for rent assistance, utility assistance, food assistance. We haven't done a county case assistance in probably 4 months since.
But you still would?
Oh, absolutely. But it's not our only mission. When the office was first developed, that was the only mission. Now it includes the federal work.
I don't have any issues with it. I just asking what you meant by that. And as long as our veterans are served the way they, for what they earned, I'm perfectly, it doesn't matter to me what you call it. But if that makes it a little easier for people to understand, I'm perfectly fine with it.
Will the signage on the building change?
This is a perfect opportunity to do it because with all the rebranding,
Yeah.
they haven't got to our building yet, so the vehicle can affect the vehicle, everything with the new name change and stuff, so.
Good.
I'll make a motion to put Susan in charge of the branding and.
Oh. No.
I guess I'll make that motion.
Oh, I thought we already had it.
No.
Oh, I'll second it for you.
Okay. Need a second?
I'll second.
No, Brickman said he did.
Oh, okay.
Just confusing us all.
I won't do it again.
No, it's not very hard with me either.
Okay, we got a motion and a second to approve the County Veterans Affairs to Potawatomi County Veterans Service Office. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Cool. I think that could be a big deal, you guys.
Well, just the attention alone with the name change really bring us up face.
Says it all, services. Thanks, you guys. Really appreciate you coming in. Okay, next up is Matt Wilbur, attorney, discussion and/or decision to approve and authorize the board to sign resolution number 37-2023 entitled Authorization and Support for the 712 Initiative to Transfer Real Estate to Habitat for Humanity, CB.
All right, a little history lesson, and I know we've got members of the 712 Initiative and Habitat here, so if you want to hear
Good.
from them, we can talk about that. But Lynn Dittmer with the 712 Initiative reached out to me. So this is a little bit of an ancient history lesson. So back in 2002, even before, I feel like I've been here forever, even before me, the county owned a couple of lots on is it First Ave and South Eighth, First Ave and South Eighth, and transferred those to the Potawatomi County Development Corporation, which is still 712 Initiative. They just are doing business now as 712 Initiative. So they transferred those lots to them, and there was sort of a restriction. And I say sort of because there was a quitclaim deed, or sorry, a deed that was given from the board to PCDC that conveyed and quitclaimed our interest in the property to them. But simultaneously with that deed was recorded Resolution 41-2002, which restricted the use. The intent of that transfer was for the development of housing for developmentally disabled individuals. And so the deed itself is unrestricted, but with that resolution being recorded sort of in conjunction with that, Lynn reached out to me and said, we have sort of a new plan for that property. We would like to be able to transfer it to Habitat for Humanity for construction of housing basically for affordable housing in Potawatomi County. I think we all know that we are in a vast shortage for that type of housing. And so I'm not positive that the resolution that is before you is required, but I think Habitat feels much more comfortable that this will clear title for them, that if that property is transferred, that they are then allowed to develop that property. And obviously, they don't want to do that unless they know they have clear title. And so this is sort of I call it authorize and support, just to indicate that the county supports the creation of affordable housing. Obviously, I can't tell you what the housing needs were in 2002, but I can tell you today the needs for affordable housing are great. And my understanding is Habitat has a plan for maybe not construction of single-family homes, but something else. And if you want to ask questions of them, I'm sure they'd be happy to talk about that. But that's really all this resolution does, is eliminate any potential restriction on title so that 712 Initiative can transfer to Habitat for that project. That's all I have for you.
Thanks, Matt. Do you want to speak to this?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having us here and bringing up this issue. Matt, you said it exactly right. We just wanted to make sure there were no hurdles moving forward on the project. This project is and has come to us by way of it was a $1.6 million ARPA grant that we received through Iowa Finance Authority that will finance the entirety of the acquisition and construction of six townhomes that we intend to build there. We are in the midst of working with city planning on that development plan and seeing what fits and how, what structures fit and how. And we met last Friday, and we will be able to leverage, I think, the way we're heading now, we'll leverage that award of those 6 into probably a total of 12 townhome units on that site. So that is in conjunction with the city-owned lot that's adjacent to these 3 in question, and a secondary home that we would look to acquire that's currently a rental, that's all right there. So it'd be a redevelopment of that entire corner that, as you're all aware, as you drive by that corner, has been in much need of it for several years now, so. We're excited to do it. This is just kind of checking one box along the way. It does also need to be rezoned. We're working with the city for that because it is currently zoned commercial, so.
712's had it for 20 years. The project to fit that site hasn't come before us yet. There's always looking for lots. Finding lots in town are always a challenge. This seems like a really great opportunity. So.
I'll move that.
Anything?
Second.
I should make a comment that I serve as an ex officio member on the 712 Initiative Board. So I'm a non-voting member there.
Okay.
Real quick, I didn't catch it. One of you represent Habitat for Humanity?
I apologize. My name is Blake Johnson. I am the executive director at Habitat for Humanity.
Okay, and I do have just a real couple quick questions, if you don't mind. Do the people that are buying, purchasing, or moving into these facilities, they help build the structures, or they still do that?
Yeah, yep, we call it sweat equity. So for every home buyer that's approved into our program, there are a number of things that they have to do. One of them being sweat equity, requiring them to work, them or their family members to work 250 hours volunteering, beside regular volunteers, working on our restore, working on the construction site. But yes, 250 sweat equity hours.
Okay. And the other thing is, in my opinion, I think we're having a problem in Council Bluffs where charities are moving in homeless people from out of state even into Council Bluffs to for treatment, that kind of thing. Are these people local people that apply for these kinds of?
Yep, you either have to live in or work in Council Bluffs to be approved into the program.
Okay.
You know, I agree that the homeless situation is a problem here, and I get asked a lot, how does Habitat work? How do we fold into it? I really see a future here where we can work with some of the shelters and find housing and build and provide housing, and we can partner in that way.
Well,
But currently we're home ownership, so you have to have an income to qualify to purchase the home. That's another misnomer with Habitat, is sometimes folks think that we're giving these homes away. There is a 30-year mortgage. There is a payment required to purchase the property. Where we come in and our fundraising components come into it, the programmatic side of it is we find down payment assistance. We even maintain third mortgages, forgiven mortgages. So if the house, say these townhomes are gonna cost $220,000, they're gonna appraise at $220,000, and our home buyer comes in the 30 to 60% AMI. So they're not high level earners, right? It's affordable housing for lower income earners. They can only afford $150,000 or $160,000 mortgage over 30 years. We're gonna solve for that gap. We're gonna find down payment assistance or literally eat the cost of getting them into the home.
All right.
So that they can build equity and have that equity as soon as they step in the door.
All right, thank you.
I've watched Omaha be transformed, especially North Omaha,
Yep.
with the new housing.
Yep.
When it first came out, where they were given forgivable down payments and
Yep.
stuff, I thought, well, that ain't good. But you drive up there and see what's happened. And it really changed the way I think about it. And people are taking care of it. We got productive members of society that are taking care of things, and they care about who's driving up and down their block. That's one thing I really noticed.
I spent 10, 12 years in Habitat Omaha. I cut my teeth there. That's where I developed a passion for what I do and learned a lot along the way, and we're gonna bring that kind of transformation to Council Bluffs.
That would be good.
Yep.
Okay, Melvin, got a motion and a second. Will you do a roll call, please?
Chairman Shea.
Aye.
Supervisors Belt.
Aye.
Wickman. Miller.
I'm going to abstain.
Okay.
Did you get to Jeff?
On Jeff.
Yeah.
Jorgensen.
Aye.
Sorry.
Don't forget Jeff.
Well, Susan.
Thanks, you guys.
Thank you.
That's a neat deal you're doing.
Thanks.
You guys wouldn't mind, would Would you mind if I take a photo real quick of the board and just kind of celebrate the revival of that area?
Come up here and stand right here.
Yeah,
In front?
First Avenue.
How's the bike
Oh,
trail
yeah.
gonna dump out
It's
there?
coming, thank you, I appreciate it.
How's the bike trail gonna dump out or in this on that property?
I don't know yet.
That's what you do.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Lynn.
Hi, Brian.
How you been?
Great.
I'm not sure yet. That's a great question.
Oh, yeah, how do you want that, sir?
That'll work.
That'll work.
Right there.
Compensation commission.
Figure the law of averages, if I take enough.
Right, one of them got
That's
work.
reasonable, right?
As of now, it doesn't.
Take another one, send me one.
We're in discussion with the city to see
Thanks
how
for,
it works together.
Yeah.
working together, getting that done, and don't forget the conversation we have, make sure you spend every penny of that grant.
Every penny.
All right.
Thank
We'll
you,
bring
guys.
it all here.
Thank you, Lynn. Thanks, Blake.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Mitch Kai, Director of Finance and Budget, discussion under decision to authorize board to sign resolution number 32, 2023, entitled Resolution Authorizing the Use of American Rescue Plan Act, ARPA funds under the revenue replacement exemption provided for U.S. Treasury's final rule. You're up, Mitch.
Yeah, so this is really kind of a housekeeping resolution. We've approved, the various uses that are outlined within the resolution previously, either within their own resolutions or contained within our capital plan. When I do the reporting to Treasury, it would be nice to have one document that I can reference under this revenue replacement. Basically, the revenue replacement is that $10 million exemption that anyone that was awarded the ARPA funds is allowed to use for any government purposes. So these are funds that can be spent on whatever we need them to be spent on. So this resolution just kind of outlines where that 10 million goes. You'll see some of those costs we've already done and spent. Some of them are some of the future projects that we have going on as well that are about ready to get underway. So I just thought it was a good time to bring that before the board to put this out there. So
I think that's a good idea. Questions? Motion?
Motion to approve resolution 32-2023.
Okay. I'll second.
Thank you for all your efforts to put that together, Mitch.
Melvin?
Yeah.
Okay, Chairman Shea?
Yeah.
Supervisors Bell?
Aye.
Whitman? Aye. Miller?
Aye.
Jorgensen?
Aye.
thank you.
No, thanks for everything on that, and all the work that you guys still gotta do.
Okay. Up next, Becky Lenahan, Finance and Tax Officer, Auditor's Office. Discussion and decision to approve and authorize board to sign resolution 33, 2023 entitled Resolution for Transfer from Lost Secondary Roads Fund to Bond Series 2020B Debt Fund. Becky?
This is just the semi-annual transfer for the bond agreement and issuance of the lost funds for John's bond, the 2020 bond. And it will be the same for the next resolution as well.
Motion to approve resolution 33-2003.
Okay.
Second.
Melvin?
Chairman
Will you
Shea?
do a roll call? Aye.
Supervisors Bell?
Aye.
Whitman?
Aye.
Miller?
Aye.
And Jorgensen?
Aye.
Peggy, can I ask you a question on that?
Yes, sir.
If John's revenues increase in the option sales tax side of things, which they are, can we pay any more off on that bond every year, or are we stuck with the time we set for that bond?
I don't know if it's callable or not. I'll check into that and I'll send you an email.
Okay.
John, do you know?
I don't know if John
I
wants
think it's
to.
callable as well.
Okay. So if it is, we could pay.
Is there a little different, it's a little different type of bond? I would think so, but I don't know that for a fact.
I don't even know if he wants to. I mean, there's an opportunity there to save a little interest money and stuff if we ever get the local option sales tax amount figured out. I mean, it's all over the place right now. I can't figure it out.
That's intentional.
Well, the legislature can't
Well,
figure it
nobody
out.
else
It's
can.
essential,
Intentional.
intentionally, yeah.
And it's essential.
Mix Washington in, you don't know what you're doing.
Well, that's-
Okay, just curious.
Okay, next up, Becky Linehan, Finance and Tax Officer at the Auditor's Office. Discussion and/or decision to approve and authorize board to sign Resolution 35-2023 entitled Resolution for Transfer from Lost Secondary Roads Fund to Bond Series 2021C Debt Fund.
Same thing for a
Right.
different bond, different, one was for Hancock Building and the other's for,
The Rock, this one,
for what?
the Operations Center.
For the secondary
Okay.
roads operation, SROC, secondary roads
The
operations.
Ciroc, okay, got it.
Okay. Need a motion to approve?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
A motion and a second. Melvin, please do a roll call.
Chairman Shea,
Aye.
Supervisors Bell,
Aye.
Wickman, Miller,
Aye.
and Jorgensen.
Aye.
Another one of those. Next up, Becky Linehan, Finance and Tax Officer at the Auditor's Office. Discussion and/or decision to approve and authorize board to sign Resolution 34-2023 entitled Resolution for Transfer from General Fund to Bond Series 2021B UR Bond Fund.
That one has been, we levy for that and collect tax payments for that. However, it looks like it's a little bit short.
Yeah.
To make the payments, we need to have a transfer from Fund 1, the general fund, into this bond fund.
That was the pre-levy, right?
No, not this one.
Not this one? Okay.
That's the next one, Melvin.
All right. I'll be quiet.
So is this a twice a year thing we need to do, or is it once? I mean, it sounds as though we didn't levy enough then.
Right, and I need to call, probably bond counsel, either Maggie with Spear or, Jason with Allers and Cooney to find out why this is short. Because I am, levying for what's on my, schedule.
This is for the urban renewal, right? Okay, I guess I'll make that motion for board resolution, 34-23, is that right?
Yeah, 34-2023.
Excuse me, 34-2023.
I'll second that.
Melvin, please do a roll call.
Chairman Shea,
Aye.
Supervisors Bell,
Aye.
Wickman, Miller,
Aye.
Jorgensen.
Aye.
Okay, again, Becky Linehan, Finance and Tax Officer, Auditor's Office. Discussion and/or decision to approve and authorize board to sign Resolution 36-2023 entitled Resolution for Transfer from General Fund to Bond Series 2022 Bond Fund.
Now, this is the one that we pre-levied for 2022. The figures that I got from Spear were 355,425. That's what was levied. And then when we got the bond schedule, the amount was $375,064.43. That's why there's a shortage on that one.
Okay.
So, that's about a half a penny between those two. We'll pick that up in the next budget.
I've budgeted what's on the bond schedule, so I'm hoping that we do.
When we did the pre-levy, that was probably an estimate,
That was an estimate when we did the pre-levy.
just to keep our debt levy, cents at the same level, and we were off by a half penny.
Yes, so what I'm saying is when, we didn't address it in this year's budget. Next year's budget, you can, so you won't have to do a transfer and resolution.
Oh, right. We know what the schedule is now.
Okay.
It's chipped in stone, but when we pre-levied, it was guess, and we were off by half a penny, which is not too bad.
What's this project for?
Several different things. What
that
is
was-
it for, the bond? I can send you a list, I don't have it.
There was a variety of things at the parks and
Do you have any of that
here and
stuff in
there.
front of you, Mitch?
Just off the top of my head, I know it's quite a bit was conservation. I think this was like 1.7 was the total bond, and this was kind of a smaller one that we did. I know it was like the EMA vehicle was part of this one.
Probably sheriff's
The sheriff's vehicles were in there. I think mowers, I think, for John, were all involved in that one too.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Okay, need a motion to approve.
I'll make that motion.
Second?
Melvin, please do a roll call.
Chairman Shea,
Aye.
Supervisors Jorgensen,
Aye.
Miller,
Aye.
Wickman, Bell.
Aye. Please.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Becky.
Becky, thank you. Okay, next up, Andrew Moats, Recorder, discussion and/or decision on pay for Recorder Clerk 2 position. You're up, Andrew.
All right, good morning.
Good morning.
So I am hiring Brandy Slack from the assessor's office to fill my open clerk spot. Initially, so the way the assessors is set up, it doesn't transfer over, so to start her at what she's currently making, I have to come to you for that. And I think I asked for grade 12, step 9. Originally, I'd like to ask for grade 12, step 10. Having in the budget, it's less than what Paul, the outgoing clerk, was making. It's in the budget for next year, so shouldn't need any change.
Is Paul, he moving to another job?
He and his brother started a trucking company. They're gonna be owner-operators.
Oh, okay. Did you?
He's hitting the open road.
I'm sorry. Will you do an exit interview with him, or will Jana do that?
He's gone.
When did he go?
Thursday.
Last Thursday.
Thursday was his last day.
Don't we do exit interviews?
I wasn't for given anything like that for the outboarding process.
Oh, wow.
He used to drive truck and he wanted to get back to it. That's
And
what
his
he
brother
took.
does
I
it full
visited
time,
with
and
him
yeah.
and he went in business with his brother.
No, it didn't seem like anything wrong that the county did. He just decided to venture out on his own and give it a shot, and
How long had he been there?
he'd been there 12, 14 years.
I was gonna say, I
It was a while.
Wow.
Yeah,
So John hired him?
Anything to do with you?
absolutely not.
Okay. I just wanted to check and make sure.
So there's no change in this year's budget or next year's budget?
No, we budgeted for Paul, which is above what we're asking for Brandy, so.
Okay.
Does Lee Voss approve of you stealing her?
That's not.
No, this is over here. This is Penny.
Oh, I see.
Penny Revlin.
And they're not county employees.
I see, okay.
Well, quasi. I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
For step 10, correct?
Yeah.
Motion and a second to approve the pay that Andrew requested for the new hire. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Those opposed? Motion carried.
Did you make Marilyn a cake today?
No, I was just told that I was supposed to do that. So, we'll see if I can find something at lunch.
Thanks, Andrew.
Thank you.
Hope it works out good over there.
I think we got a good one.
Good. It was tough to lose Paul a little bit.
Yeah, it was a bummer.
Yeah, I liked him. Okay, committee appointments. Anybody? Jeff, I know you're busy.
The other thing I had going on was a check presentation. And Brian, you were there too for that, Carter Lake Fire Department. All these little communities are very appreciative of what they've received from the county. So, just let you know.
Okay,
I don't have anything to report.
I did Potawatomi County Tourism last week. Weren't you there? You forgot.
I forgot.
You forgot.
I just crashed the party.
And then there was a levy meet also, and then, let's see. We've done the insurance meeting here and then out at the jail to lay out the future, insurance for our employees. Went to that ag cookout over at Bayless Park, that was cool. Went to the Carter Lake for the check presentation.
Ribbon cutting?
Pardon?
Did you go to the ribbon cutting?
Yes, the trail, the dedication of the trail, so that was pretty neat. So, good going.
Trail, what?
Well, they dedicated the new section they paved.
Yeah,
We're up to Weston.
God, I didn't get anything on that. Huh. Did we get all those resolutions signed?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
I messed up the order.
Sure, they all got signed? Okay.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, I didn't have anything.
Okay,
I would just say that this is National Police Week and I appreciate our officers and our cities and our sheriff deputies in their efforts, especially after yesterday. So I think they did a terrific job in that. And,
I agree.
appreciate everything they do.
Yeah, all law enforcement, yeah.
Thank you.
No, it was that, it wasn't a hostage, it was a person holed up and a guy.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know our deputies, our hostage negotiation team, I think that's what they're called, were on scene, so I
Right.
know that they were doing that, so.
Okay,
No
With
public
that-
comments, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
motion, second?
Second.
All in favor?
All right.
Thank you, Craig. Meeting adjourned.